Howdy ho, friendos. Let's check out this text message really quick.
Awesome. Yeah, let's check it out. Also, welcome to what I'm going to call right now the Bunny Rabbit episode, because I'm finally going to make Austin tell that story.
Yeah, because you really want to make it guaranteed this episode.
Yeah, I'm starting off. This is how it has to be.
Especially since because I heavily shared one song with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already shared, 4 songs with you already?
Yeah, I think so. 3 or 4.
But, like, for the past 5 minutes, it was, like, of one song in a multitude of ways. But really quick, Mom. Chloe, I'm leaving the door unlocked in case you don't have your key. Please come home. Doesn't matter that it's after curfew. Mama, I can't right now.
Mama!
Please! No.
Bitch, please.
Damn.
Alright.
Okay. I know that we can... Actually, so that I can guarantee focus on the bunny rabbit story, I'm going to give the computer...
The whole computer.
The controller to you.
Alright.
Okay, so Bunny Rabbit.
Alright.
Is a musical artist.
Okay.
You know this, but they don't know this.
Yeah,
and when I mean
true.
they, I mean Sophie and Mike, the 2 people who seem to be the only ones watching my channel, period. Which, thank you. If they still are. Either way, Bunny Rabbit is a musical artist. So, how I first found Bunny Rabbit was I was making my monthly playlist, because I make a playlist every month set for the month of songs that I know I will guarantee listen throughout the entire month.
Yeah.
So I was making the one for September, because since September is this weekend. It starts this weekend. And I went through Spotify, and you know how Spotify has the Discover Weekly playlist?
Yeah.
If you're a premium member?
Yeah.
It wasn't in that, but that gave me an idea of, I should look at the other area to look at recommendations. So that's where I went to. I went to the other area within Spotify to get more recommendations. And the song that we just listened to, that came up.
Oh.
And I was like, what's Bunny Rabbit? That's an interesting looking thing. And so that's when I clicked on it. I played it.
Keep in mind, his name is Bunny Rabbit, BNNY RBBT.
Yeah, so no vowels.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, if you say, well, there's a Y in there, it's sometimes Y, okay?
And this time it's not.
Exactly. Either way. So yeah. And then I was listening to it. I was like, man, I'm really, really into this. Like,
yeah.
This is pretty good. And then that's when I noticed it said 1994.
Wow.
Saying that it came out in 1994.
That's crazy.
And I was like,
I've never told
what?
About that.
I'm pretty sure we would have known about something like this since the 90s.
Yeah.
And then so the following day, meaning yesterday, when this song popped up on my monthly playlist, because I put it in there, I was like, you know what, I need to listen to some more songs by Bunny Rabbit. And I noticed that there was only 8, and all of them were in the 90s.
Wow.
And I was like, what? So that's when I decided to do research. I did research for 5.5 hours, like max.
Jeez.
Yesterday. So apparently, this guy named Numero Boudreau. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that last name. I think he's Spanish because he sounds Spanish. He also says ciao a lot when he says goodbye.
Yeah.
And he said that he bought a random bundle of stuff at a yard sale. one of the pieces of content of the bag of the stuff that he bought was a VHS tape that said that said Bunny Rabbit, and it contained one of the music videos with one of the songs, and it said that it was dated 1994.
Remember when we used to work on cars?
So now there's a whole thing of there's a mystery artist that did music in the 90s, and now we're getting like some sort of word of it.
Wow.
Over 20 years later.
Yeah.
And then so he made a fan website.
Touche.
And if you go on the website, it looks like a website that was made in the late 90s, early 2000s on the internet. It doesn't look like one of those like free website things that you make. It's more of like the HTML websites from again from the late 90s, early 2000s. It's like that. And it's essentially become a blog / status update of like him trying to find more of Bunny Rabbit's content. And
what's wrong?
Sometimes he gets anonymous submissions of songs or videos that people are finding, which so far are 8.
Yeah.
And then so the whole time I was like, this is too surreal. There's no way this is.
I just had that replaced.
Real, like actually.
Yeah, like this has to be like some sort of enigma. Not enigma. I don't know. That's definitely not the word that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like some sort of like
a ploy.
Yeah, like
a ploy.
a marketing scheme. Or something.
Yeah, a ploy. And
this whole thing.
And so that's when I decided to go more depth into it. And in one of his one of Bunny Rabbit's videos, one of the music videos, you notice that the cars are definitely not 1990s in it. Like the latest it is like 2010.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so here's the first sign.
Yeah.
And then later on in that video, you see a Sears building in the back, and it's a iconic Sears building, warehouse building, in Los Angeles. And if you look at the logo was something that was.
There's a reason we pretend.
The logo was something that Sears did in 2010. So it's like, okay. Yeah. And then that's when I started to focus on the rest of the videos, and I'm like, see, I knew this had to be too surreal of a thing, because if you pay attention closely, the video is way too clear for 1990s.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought when you showed it to me. It was just a filter or something thrown on.
Yeah. But like, there's a lot of 1990s like technical techniques and whatever done. But the video is way too clear. There's no way it's 1990s.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started to look closely at Bunny Rabbit's face and saw the jawline, and I was like, his jawline. Wow, they're actually showing blood.
I know. That's what I was looking at.
At first, I was like, who the hell put ketchup with big prop size French fries on the
I was
ground?
actually going to point out that her dad just got murdered, and everyone booed at her. Somebody booed at her.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, I don't know.
And so that's when I started to really focus on the jawline of Bunny Rabbit, and I'm like, his jawline is very similar to the Numero Boudreaux guy, and that's when I started to really focus on the mouth too. Again, very similar. And like, that was when I was making connections of like certain posts that he was making, blah blah whatever. So either way, I think this Numero Boudreaux guy is Bunny Rabbit, this is my hypothesis. That he's Bunny Rabbit, and he's just doing this whole 1990s thing as a marketing ploy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I know the word ploy sounds like it's a bad word, but it's not necessarily, unless if it's used in a bad way. But for this instance, it's actually very creative.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of like creating a whole world and lore thing behind it.
Yeah, no, I kind of dig it. Actually. That sounds cool.
And like that's another thing too. Like, there's even some people who have commented on the video saying, "There's no way this guy is Bunny Rabbit. He's too much. He's shorter than
I need to find a woman
the
who
Boudreaux guy.
than Bunny Rabbit."
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, there was some people commenting on some of the videos going like, "Oh, this guy has to be Bunny Rabbit," and then there's other people that go like, "No, because he's nowhere near as tall as Bunny Rabbit. Because if you look at Bunny Rabbit, he looks like he's 7 foot tall."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and this is when I went like game theory type shit right here.
Yeah.
Like just like look.
Like analyzing
Yeah.
height. And
Yeah.
width and stuff.
And
I guess.
Boudreaux, again, if I'm butchering that last name, I apologize.
Yeah.
He posted one video playing a song that he found of bunny rabbits.
Yeah.
And it was him of cleaning his room. And then I noticed the mattress.
Yeah.
And it looked like not necessarily a twin. It's like the size is similar to a twin mattress. Basically, to sum it up, it looked like one of the mattresses that had the dimensions of one of the numbers being 84 inches,
Yeah.
which is how long in feet?
Okay.
I'm not. I can't even.
7 feet.
Oh, okay.
And then so I cross-referenced of when he would stand the closest to that mattress, because since the mattress was up against the wall,
Maybe she believed me for once about
he
never
was
coming home.
about half a foot off tall of the mattress, at least from the video that I was looking at.
Have I?
And I'm like, okay, so that's half a foot. But then if you realize for the costume that bunny rabbit is wearing,
Now.
the foot the feet part look like there's an extra half a foot
I noticed that.
added down there. And I'm like,
So much has changed.
okay.
I wonder if you
So
recognize
my whole hypothesis is it's a whole marketing ploy. Again,
I haven't
Yeah.
heard
ploy doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
ever.
If anything, it's a very interesting thing that this guy is doing.
Yeah.
And I think Boudreaux is Bunny Rabbit.
That is. I mean, it made sense. Like I said, I thought the same thing with the foot part
Yeah.
of the costume, but it's really cool though. Like I'm interested in it.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. I really like the music.
Yeah, you.
too, it's-
I like what you showed me.
Again,
Someone should update this.
like there's here's a multitude of genres shoved into those songs, but one of them that you can pick out quickly is somewhat the indie popish.
Yeah.
And again, it's like what I said to you earlier, I'm not a huge
If Rachel and
indie
I
fan.
were
It's really
sleeping together,
hard for me to get into indie music, but
Yeah.
literally nothing.
the way that this guy does it, I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
And again, I really like the videos too. The videos are very cool and interesting. I just hope it becomes more of a thing.
Yeah.
And like, here's another thing too.
Early to be up on
Just recently, he's trying to sell vinyl copies
figures.
of all 8 of the quote found unquote songs.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you technically can't do that.
What do you mean? Oh, because it's not technically his.
Nice to see my work.
Because Because let's see if let's say this whole thing was true and real.
Yeah.
That Bunny Rabbit was an artist back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And somehow he just fell under the radar. And now there's not even a handful amount of the world's population listening, finding and listening to the music now. Let's say all of that is real.
Yeah.
He wouldn't legally be able to sell those vinyls because immediately when you create something, it's automatically copyrighted to you,
Yeah.
the person who made it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, is there legal forms to do and everything like that? Yeah, but it's still technically your copyright, even if you don't have those legal forms, including if there's proof of
I wonder
it
if that's the universe where
being yours, etc.
Dad's alive
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Rachel
So,
has 3
by a legal standpoint, he wouldn't be allowed to release those vinyls unless if it was his own music, right?
I mean, that's true, yeah. Legally, anyway.
Yeah. And, like, that's another thing, too. It's not like he's, like, oh, I'm going to do 10 copies max. No, he's doing 200.
200?
200.
Jeez.
200 vinyl copies. You can't, you can't slide under the radar with that.
Yeah, it'd be...
I don't
I
think.
mean...
Maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I doubt it. It'd be rough. Sorry, I was trying to like, keep up with what
Oh,
you
yeah.
were saying, and I
Yeah,
missed it.
but because of her keep on talking, it's just like keep forcing you to go down, right? Or something. Either way. There you go. I finally talked about Bunny Rabbit. I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm very interested. I honestly kind of wish it was like real. Like I wish it
Yeah.
was a real guy.
Well, I mean, it is a real guy, but just not to what it is
One day,
being presented
Yeah.
as.
my old home. And not
Unless if this is an example of the Mandela effect.
skipping.
It could be. I mean, it could be. You're not. I don't know. I mean, the dude looks weird enough to be something that would apply to the Mandela effect. Bunny Rabbit, I mean.
Yeah.
So,
And like that's another thing too. There's a lot of things in the music too that sounds a little too modern as well.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Like there's a hint of 90s related stuff in there. But at the same time, there have been people who were ahead of their time.
That is
and,
very true.
And their stuff was just not popular for that time
That is
until
very
years
true.
later. I don't know. Either way, the main important thing I think that people need to focus on is that it's good music.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's a marketing ploy or a real thing.
yeah.
If you like the music, just enjoy the music. Because that's another thing too. Like, there's these people who will like use their energy to just be negative the entire time and be like, "Oh, this is a
Oh,
marketing
yeah.
ploy and it kills it for me." How does it kill? How does that kill it for you? If you like the music,
Yeah.
then you like the music.
If you like the music, then that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
what anyone else says or what the means of creating the music was.
Wait a minute. Captain
Ooh.
Considered
We're about to get our infamous blue hair.
was going to make
Dude, I can't wait. Do you know why?
Why?
It's gonna happen next episode.
Oh shit! Oh, like Bunny Man episode. Bunny Rabbit. Sorry, Bunny Rabbit. Bunny Man. Damn, I messed that up. Bye, guys.
See ya.